Hey everyone, good to have you back. This is another Age of Empires 4 replay. This time I'm going to be playing as the English versus my opponent Britain JT. My opponent's playing as the Mongols. The map is Black Forest, so lots of narrow pathways to the enemy's base, but your own base is very resource rich. You pretty much don't need anything. There's just ample food, ample gold, ample wood everywhere. So in this game, I wanted to continue my early aggression as the English. I like the strategy, and maybe I can prevent my Mongol opponent from quickly advancing, getting their step redo, their tier 3 landmark. My opponent does a good trick there, throws his villagers into the town center to kill off my scout. That's a good play that Mongol players can do, because all you're really going to be doing is grabbing up wood in the beginning. So I want to prevent them from teching, and my thought is, well, I actually do the trick that he did, take out his Khan there. Should probably grab those sheep. They just kind of wander off. My hope is if I can get some early units out, and of course grab the boar that I see here, I can start putting pressure on my opponent. Particularly, I want to take out his dock, because that's what basically he's going to be spending all of his resources on. However, my opponent does have some advantages being Mongol. One issue is, rather than the typical opponent who has to travel a decent amount outside their base to reach the thick forest line, you can see I had to build my lumber camp all the way over here. The Mongol player can just relocate their town center to right at the wood line. Now they're getting an insane amount of wood very quickly and can just non-stop produce fishing ships. That gives my opponent a big advantage. However, that does mean that the town center is further away from the dock itself. So if I can put some pressure on the dock, then the town center won't be firing at my units. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, we need to prevent a few things. One, we need to prevent him from walling me off, but that's not really going to be a problem. Second, I want to make sure that my units can reach this dock safely, so prevent any towers from going up here. Unfortunately, my opponent scouts out what I'm doing here. I try to pull my villager away, but not very successful there. So now I have to use my 4 villagers to hunt the boar. My opponent's already at the feudal age, so getting my quick council hall didn't really feel all that great. Here goes with the boar. I smartly pull a villager. Great. So now my food gathering is going to be great. Now I just need to get my units to his dock immediately. I should just be rallying units right here, or at least like right here, and just sending them immediately over. Longbowmen are okay against fishing ships. They can take pot shots and deal decent damage. Find his Khan, taking shots. That's about all I can do. And I'm going to move my longbowmen over here to try and put a stop to the fishing ships. These guys should get, right up to the shoreline and start dealing with these fishing ships. Unfortunately, they start attacking the dock. I decide, okay, let's just scout out a little bit, see where his units are. Unfortunately, these longbowmen should really be attacking these ships. I only recently learned that longbowmen are decent against fishing ships, so rather than just pecking away at this building, I'd rather... oh, there's a barracks and a stable being put down. I'm also thinking, okay, I got my barracks down. I want these barracks to send spearmen over to start burning down the dock. I see the step redo being made. I could take shots at the villagers, but it's too late. He builds it and he can relocate it over here to wherever it's safe to mine the gold. Starting to send units over, but He's already at the 3rd age, so he's going to start sending knights to attack me. And I've done basically no economic damage. I am nowhere near reaching the next age, and look at the food that my opponent has. As long as, yeah, he's going to send nearly all of his villagers over to the steppe redu to try and get gold. So I'm trying to burn this down. Unfortunately, he's still making like 1,000 food a minute. And here come the Castle Age units. My spearmen just end up chasing one of his knights. And I really have no counters to the man-at-arms, unfortunately. It's good that I get this tower down. I like that idea. It's going to give all of my units the attack speed bonus. But my aggression is pretty much over. From here, it's pretty unfortunate. Because I couldn't take down the dock, my opponent's food and gold production are skyrocketing. And he's basically going to spend every bit of it to produce knights, man-at-arms, crossbowmen, and probably mangonels and others. In retrospect, I would have liked to play as the French in this matchup. I think in the future, I'm going to be trying out French on Black Forest. Simply because if I had knights in here, I could at least start burning the dock. Alternatively, I could stay English and say to myself, well, as long as my longbowmen are on the shoreline shooting at the ships, that's good. I just don't want them attacking the dock. Now that I know that longbowmen do okay damage versus fishing ships, I'll probably do that in the future, but still kind of torn on what to play as in Black Forest. I'm going to try out French, try out the early aggression, because if I can get 3 knights and some archers right here against an opponent who is trying to tech up very quickly, like the Holy Roman Empire or these Mongols, then I can completely shut down the food income. And once I control this and all the fishing ships are useless, then I can start to catch up. My opponent will have to completely switch over to a food source. The thing is, now that I think about it, there are berries, there are deer nearby, so they won't immediately start to starve, but at least they won't be getting that insane income from the dock. I'm doing the same over here, but this is the force that's knocking on my doors. I pretty much knew at this point that the game was over. My early aggression had fallen apart, and this Mongol player could just out-tech me and take over. Great, I was able to make it to the 3rd age, but ultimately, I think I'd rather play as French or target down the fishing ships with my longbowmen. That, and also maybe tuck a villager up in the corner where that tower was and start producing and put some proxy barracks there to start burning down the docks. If I could have a ton of spearmen nearby dealing damage, that would have been great. All right, thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.